everybody, and thank you for tuning in to my channel. I am so excited to share with you my morning basket. And I know that that is a term that is just well loved in the homeschooling community. If you don't know what a morning basket is, I would recommend that you go to the source. And that would be Pam Barnhill, as far as I know. Check her out. I feel like she's the creator of the morning basket. There are so many different ways to do a morning basket. You don't even have to do it in the morning, and it doesn't have to be a basket. You could do it at night, and it could be a stack of books on your table, but it's still called a morning basket. So I have had so many different forms of morning baskets, and this one that I'm going to show you is so far one of my favorites. But before I show you that, I just want to say hi and welcome, especially if you're new here. I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell. The little bell is very important. It will let you know when my new videos come out. And also give me a thumbs up if you like this video. It really helps getting my channel and my video out there, and I would truly appreciate that. This is a homeschool collaboration, and it is being hosted by Vonnie over at Mrs. Mom's Homeschool. So be sure and check her out. I will put her link in the notes below, as well as the link to the playlist of all the other mamas that are going to be doing this collaboration, which is amazing because then you can see how other families do their morning basket. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, so I'm going to try to hold this up. It's kind of heavy. Here it is. This is just kind of a pink bucket. It's on wheels, so I can roll it around the room. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff in here, and so it's nice. We have tile floors. I can just kind of shove it with my foot or roll it or pull it, or the kids can get it. I've had other baskets where the bottoms have fallen out because I tend to put a lot of books in my baskets. So this has worked out really great. This little pink rolly basket is from IKEA, and it was pretty cheap. I can't remember how much it was, and it also comes with a clear lid. I just don't have that on there because I have tall things in here. Now, before I show you what's in the basket, I'll just quickly tell you how we use it. So everything in this basket is used on every Tuesday and Friday. Every Tuesday and Friday, we use everything in the basket, except for we rotate the games, but I'll show you that in a minute. Now, on the other days of the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we spend maybe 20 minutes with this basket, and we do whatever we can do in 20 minutes, and I usually let them decide. I have a designated school helper for each month, and right now it's my older daughter, and so she kind of leads and kind of gets to pick what we use. So I'm gonna start out with our art books. So I have 4 of them because I have 2 sets of twins, 6-year-old twins and 8-year-old twins. And they each have their own sketchbook, and I'll put anything that you see here, I will put an affiliate Amazon link in the notes below, so you can click on that and go straight to the product. These are Melissa and Doug sketchbooks. They are great quality and we love them. We go to Art Hub for Kids on YouTube, and we just usually pick whatever we want to draw. But right now we're doing the North American Birds Unit Study through Gather Round. So we're tending to pick the birds right now because it just goes with our unit study. And of course I have a pack of markers. These are Tulle permanent markers. I got them because they were on sale and they were cheaper than Sharpies, and we go through a lot of them because we do these. So I've really enjoyed them. They also have color markers as well. Now what I do, because the black will bleed through, I have them behind every picture that they put. I put double pieces of paper here for the leaks. But recently the 2 birds that we did, they were an eagle. This is my 8-year-old daughter, and a hummingbird. Is that not the cutest thing in the world? So even my 6-year-old son draws these pictures. I'll show you his really quick. So she's basically my best artist, and then he would be the one that he's not a big fan of coloring or anything like that. So his, I'm even super impressed with. Here is his eagle. I mean, that's fantastic. You would know it's an eagle right away. And that's his little hummingbird. So definitely check out Art Hub for Kids. You'll find anything that you want to draw. Star Wars, Christmas themed, anything. The second thing is the Bible Made Easy for Kids. This we just use along with any of our verses or chapters that we go through. If there's a page in here that goes along with what we're reading, we'll read this. It really just kind of breaks things down sometimes in simple ways that kids can kind of understand or get a visual on. So for example, God sends plagues, God sends more plagues. This is just a page that breaks down each plague and has a little picture next to it. And I've really enjoyed this part where it discusses the parables. I thought that was really done very well and easy to read and explain and for the kids to understand. The next things are our two main read-alouds. This is the Wild Robot, and this one is what we're using with our North American bird study. And then this one is Charlotte's Web, which we are using with our Dart with Brave Writer. And then I have my homeschool reading time, and this is through Fun Schooling and Thinking Tree. And they're just like really cute journal type books. I'll do a video on these separately because they're great. So this is just like a basic reading log, and then you can draw pictures from your favorite books or the book title if you want to do that. So we just make sure to log our reading in this book. The next one is Song School Latin. For this one, I do not have them fill out the workbook. I basically just go through this with them and we just kind of discuss it out loud, and we listen to or watch the DVD. It's very short and they love it. The songs are fun. Next is our poet study. Every 6 weeks we will be changing poets. Right now is Robert Louis Stevenson because that is my daughter's favorite poet. She loves the swing. And I really enjoy these poetry for young people books because in the very front of the book, it'll have a photo and then a kind of biography of that poet. So what we do is, it's very easy. We just read one paragraph about him, whatever the paragraph says, and then we read one or two of his poems. The next one is our Brave Writer project. This one is for Jot It Down, but we're also using partnership writing. I just don't have that book right here, but I printed out and had bound the Jot It Down book, and then I took the Jot It Down and partnership writing planner and skills tracker, and I had it bound hardback. And I will be making a video on how I did that, and I will put that in the description when I have that video up. But if you don't see it there now, what I'll do is I will put in the description the video that I made on North American birds on how I did that in hardback, and it's the same thing. So if you really want to do your books in hardback and you don't want to wait, you can follow that video. It'll just be a different book, but it's the same process. But this is the skills tracker, and this is the Jot It Down, which is paper I did in the soft cover. And then our literature book, because right now we're doing the fairy tales. So we are reading this one is A Treasury of Children's Literature. It's one of my favorite because I love the illustrations in this book. And then for the fairy tale project, they basically retell the story. They draw some kind of picture for the story, and then they'll do a couple different fairy tales, and then I'll have them bound together in a book, and they'll have their own fairy tale book that we can then read aloud to everybody. And the Jot It Down activities will change monthly. The next one we're doing is art museums, and I'm so excited to do that one. That's going to be really, really fun because we're going to go on kind of like treasure scavenger hunts through the art museum. And then there's another one for writing letters. We're also going to throw a party. So there's a lot of fun things that we are going to be doing with this on a month-to-month basis. Next, we have My Story. And I just took these out of the books. I don't want to put the whole book in here because it's really big. My Story is through Master Books, and this is, it's a workbook, and it's got activities in it and, you know, copy work and stuff, but we don't use it for that. I basically read through this with them, and then at the end I ask if any of the kids want to do the activities, and I'll make copies for them. So there's a word search, and then sometimes there's a coloring page, and usually my daughters will do both of them, but usually my sons will just want to do the word search. And so we just read the week's worth throughout the week, and then towards the end they'll have questions, and we use these just as discussion questions, and we just kind of talk about it. So we don't use this like in the workbook style. I've just found that it's much easier to just have conversations about this. This would be more like social studies, and it covers geography, and you visit different countries. It's really great, and it's a great introduction. Next is history, and we have Notgrass history, but it was a little too much for the age my kids are now. We'll probably do it next year. But what I did is that I'm still following their timeline, but just using books to read to them instead of going through the textbook of Notgrass. So we are loosely following the Notgrass timeline. Obviously, this starts with God saves Noah and his family from the flood. And then we are going over to Leif Erikson over here, and we have who was Leif Erikson. So we're reading this book, and then we'll move on to different people and events through this timeline, but using just, you know, these easy readers as just a very light introduction. I know that this is not, you know, purely historical fact, but it is a great introduction to history, very gentle and easy for the kids to want to pay attention to. And along with that book, after we finish Who Was Leif Erikson, I will read Imagination Station, Voyage with the Vikings. Essential knots. I want to really get them practicing some handicrafts, and I feel like learning knot tying is always helpful. You never know what situation you're going to be in when you need to be able to tie a certain kind of knot. There's 15 different knots to learn. Book and online video plus 3 practice ropes. So I think that this will be really fun for them to do. And finally, and what they would probably think is most important, are our games. The first one is Professor Noggin's Birds of North America, which fits so perfectly with our theme for this 6 months, which is North American birds. And my kids love to play this. It's a very basic trivia game, and we got these little buzzers. So there's a blue buzzer, makes that sound. The purple one, it's really loud. Orange and green. So they each have their own buzzer. When I ask the question, they buzz in, or if that gets to be too much, I ask them individually, but they have to hit their buzzer. They can't just blurt out the answer. And they absolutely love it. The next one I have in there is Slamwich. This is a fast flipping card game, and you are building sandwiches. And then we also, for this rotation, have Trash Pandas. Now these are the 3, and this is also just a card game. Now these are 3 games that we have in here. We love games. In fact, I did a whole game schooling video, and I will put the link to that in the notes below if you want to check that out for 10 of our favorite games. These 3 are in here because I just want to make sure that we are playing the games that we have. I'm not sure how long I will keep these in here, but I do want to make sure we play a couple times before I take them out and rotate them with 2 other games. Now, this one is going to be staying in here for the 6 weeks that we are doing North American birds for obvious reasons. And then next unit study, we're going to switch over to space, and I have a Professor Noggins space trivia. So then I'll be trading this out. But as far as these two, probably a couple weeks, and then I'll trade them out for other games. Now, even though these are the 2 games in here, we still play our other games. We have some like die-hard favorites like Sleeping Queens and Pandemic and Kinder Bunnies. But I want to make sure that we are playing all the games that we own. So we play all those, but I'm making sure to put these in here so they get in the rotation on a consistent basis, because I want to make sure that we're playing with the things that we own, right? All right, so that is it. That is what is in our morning basket. If you have any questions about anything that I showed here, or please let me know how you do your morning basket, or if we have any of the same things. I would love to know that too. And again, if you are new here, welcome. I hope that you stick around. I hope you hit that subscribe button and the bell and give me a thumbs up. And I will chat with you next time. Bye.